Welcome to another episode of Blokes and Bulls. Today it's Dave, soon to be crowned Premier League champions, and Joe, who's after last night's match is going to potentially win the Champions League, and then me, who can talk about absolutely fuck all. So
that's about the shirt.
That's why he's wearing black.
Yeah, I'm not.
Just in case.
I'm not wearing my shirt because I'm in mourning. Mourning the fall of a footballing empire. And now we're no longer even in the fucking Champions League. So I don't think we will talk a lot about United today.
We will. Come on.
Let's just get to the show. Let's get to the show. In the news, first thing, it seems like Mouriho somehow stays in the news all the time. And now it looks like the's a couple of teams that's competing with beIN Sports for his attention.
Yeah.
You know, you've got, who have we got? We've got PSG, we've got Celtic, we've got Inter Milan, we've got Bayern Munich, and we've got Roma. Any real potentials there?
I've got to say, Roma might be a good shout for him.
Roma?
I'm thinking, I don't know, I heard Roma came out, I was like, okay, it might make sense. He's been in Italy before, hasn't he? Well, Bayern Munich, I mean, they give him some money there, won't they, I'm sure, if he went to Bayern Munich.
I think...
Not feeling that?
Do you know what? I think
he's not going to go if he's not going to get the money, is he? So
I think if we look at the teams that's available, will he go to PSG? I think if they offer him a deal, I think he'll go. Because he hasn't been in France yet, and there's money, and he likes money.
With the league, easily.
Yeah, he'll have Neymar. I think he'll love that. You know, another Pogba star there.
Don't think he'll like that.
Tur lost 2 years, get fired, get a good payout. I mean, that might be the game plan. Might be the game plan. Celtic, I think, there's no chance. No chance.
Who wants to go managing Scotland?
Don't say that out loud.
Yeah.
Inter Milan, will he go back to Inter?
Do you know what? I think it's a fairy tale for him, innit? When he was there, he did really well, and does he want to go back and do that again, or will he ruin it?
I've got a feeling he's not the sort of guy to go back.
He did with Chelsea. He went back to Chelsea.
Yeah,
true. Special affinity there.
But I don't see it happening, to be honest. I don't see any in Italy working. I just don't, because he's already been there. But what has he got to achieve, right? Why go to a struggling side like Roma and try and prove yourself there? That's nothing there. Inter Milan, the same thing.
He might like the idea of a struggling side now.
Yeah, but then why not take the project that Bayern Munich would offer him, right?
Yeah.
You've got Ribery gone, you've got Robben gone, you've got Thomas Müller that's already been told that they're not going to renew his contract. You've got Lewandowski, who's getting older.
Yeah.
Big project. Mats Hummels, on the old side.
Yeah.
You say to him, all right, you wanted money at United and they didn't want to give it to you, we'll give you, and you rebuild a squad.
Well, he has to have money, doesn't he? That's a guarantee. He won't go if he's not going to get.
Look, I think
budget.
I think what he's been alluding to was that at United he didn't get the right support, and I think that is something that he's looking for. And I think if you look at Bayern Munich, I think they will offer him that support.
Yeah, they've got a whole structure in place.
Yeah, and that's what he's been looking for. So I think good option. And PSG, he'll just get a lot of money. Will he get the right type of support that he wants? That I also don't know. But Bayern Munich, I think, is a good call.
Something about his ego as well, isn't there? He might think, well, I can be the guy to win the Champions League with PSG.
Yeah.
But no one's done it yet. Or he might think that way, Jose. So that could sway him to France.
Do you know what we haven't considered? The fact that Pep's already been at Bayern.
Yeah.
Would you want to go there and then potentially fail and they go like, oh, well, Pep did it.
Yeah.
You didn't do it.
Pep did win the Champions League then, didn't he?
He didn't win the Champions
There
League.
you go.
No.
So.
Okay.
No.
Well, look,
Chelsea.
enough for Mo, right? Let's go to the big news.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely fantastic, phenomenal performance. I think in terms of the two semi-finals, the best two semi-finals the Champions League's ever had, right? And it's literally 2 nights in a row.
Too much for people to take, I think.
It's like having a double special of Emmerdale back home, isn't it? Coronation
Game of Thrones.
There was, while I was watching before the show, they went like, "Oh, wouldn't it be great if Ajax make it?" And what a story that would be. But it will be overshadowed by Liverpool's comeback last night. And do you know why they were saying that? And then Tottenham going like, "Hey, whatever you can do, we can do too."
And I'm wearing glasses today because I didn't get much sleep. I'll be honest. Stayed up to watch that. And at half time, I was thinking. Literally, I was sitting there, why am I staying up to watch this? One of those games. It wasn't going our way in the first half. And we were saying in the WhatsApp group, I was actually depressed, getting depressed. I was sitting there thinking, just why again? Why am I sitting here watching this?
But but that's what happens. That's the beauty of soccer.
Yeah, this is it.
It just happens right there.
1 minute and then
100%.
Vice versa.
And then even after the goal was scored, everybody assumed the final whistle was going to blow.
Yeah,
and it was like another 90 seconds that was going on, and Ajax was like on the attack. And I was sitting in, and I was tuning them on, like, just blow the whistle, blow the whistle. So it was a great game.
Emotions were unreal, and the two games I think has made everyone sort of love football again. It was a great advert for the football.
Yeah,
it's been missing that for a long, long time, and the whole Champions League campaign has been like that.
Yeah,
and the Premier League we talk about Man City and Liverpool race has been like that as well. So
it has been a really, really good season, especially for English football. With Brexit looming, of course. And I think there's probably this morning already. There's like people from Spain and Netherlands going to FIFA like, hey, they're not going to be in Europe anymore. They should not be playing.
Theresa May's like, I'm going to. Use it as a comeback.
We'll just keep the trophies. We'll keep all the trophies.
Theresa May's like, we can do a Klopp, and we can show how it's done in Europe. It's like, come on now.
No,
you're not Jurgen Klopp, Theresa May.
No. Look, I think it was a great game, both sides. Liverpool's one. If I have to be honest, emotions last night was phenomenal for going to Ajax, being an open game, etc. And winning away from home, which made it really, really special.
That's what Liverpool had the Anfield crowd to help them.
Yeah,
we didn't have that.
But look, even though saying that, the game that Liverpool played against Barca, we can't take anything away.
No.
They were incredible, and it was just a relentless attack. Yeah. And you always had that feeling. Oh my word! Here comes Messi. Messi went close. Coutinho went close. Suarez dived a couple of times but didn't get anything for it. But you felt like you're on the edge. You're on the edge all the time. But they were just determined and relentless, and they just went forward and then they made it. I will say this though, Liverpool fans are a bit weird.
Just not seen half of them yet.
just a bit, like the comments that you would see after the game. I mean, the posts and things that you saw the next morning that I made. It's just here. I think it's a completely different type of crowd.
Well, did you see the ball boy stuck his finger up at Messi after the game? He ran past him and stuck his middle finger up at him. I was thinking that's a Liverpool for you there. The guys.
It's a type of place where you feel you're gonna go to the bar, right? To the pub, and there's gonna be a sign that says "Don't leave your teeth on the table."
This guy literally stuck his finger up at the best player, and
without care in the world.
Just like take that Messi. Come on.
Probably gone home and told all his mates, and I've done this.
Yeah, brilliant. It was on TV, you could see, but Barcelona crumbled. Let's be honest as well.
Yeah, no, they did. And I think it was all round as well. Even Messi was very, very tightly marked. When he got away, he did come close a couple of times.
Yeah, a couple of times.
And on another night would have gone in. It didn't. But it shows you the vulnerability that Barca actually has.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When Messi is not on form, or when Messi doesn't get it in, the rest struggle. Even though you have Rakitic, or even though you had Suarez and Coutinho. I would. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens to Barca when Messi stops playing.
Yeah.
Because I see that almost going the way that United's going at the moment.
Could be that way. Yeah.
You know.
Well, they've bought buying De Ligt maybe.
De Jong.
Who's
Has De Ligt
great.
Confirmed yet? Do we know?
No, De Ligt has not been confirmed.
But De Jong, who's got good potential, but of course he's not a Messi right now. When Messi had Xavi and Iniesta, do you remember that team? I mean, that was an unbelievable team.
Yeah.
And he could, if Messi's not playing well, you've got Xavi and Iniesta.
Yeah.
Now who's he going to turn to? Rakitic, Busquets is a defensive-minded player. There's literally no one else in that team they had that can drag you forward.
Yeah.
There's a picture of Messi surrounded by 5 Liverpool players. It's a great picture, but that just sums up like Liverpool all over him.
They're trying to dip his pockets, the scabs.
Where's the key to your Lamborghini?
Do you know some scouts today?
Yeah.
They're gonna love you after this. They're gonna be on the phone to you after this. I don't know any, so I'm good.
Well, look, just tell them you'll go back home, open a pub, and you'll make a designated area for mums and daughters sharing. They'll still love you after that.
I was gonna get a phone call after this.
All right. Well, look. I think it's going to be a great final. At least we have 2 of our panel of 3 fighting for something at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Let's rather move on to the next. Why did I say that? Do you know what? That's why I'm wearing black. It's. I know you guys are fucking laughing about it, but it's not funny.
It is funny.
It's actually very, very sad.
Isn't Decatur's shirt black? You could have worn that. Come on.
Do you know what? To think about it, it's going to be 7 years, and we've been in the Champions League 2 of those 7 years, right? And in the 2013-14 season, we signed that deal with Adidas for 10 years, and we would be getting massive amounts of money every time that we were in the Champions League. And we've already wasted 7 of that 10 years.
Wow.
And we've only played in the Champions League twice. It's just disgusting.
And one of those is because you won the Europa League.
We won the Europa League.
That's why you got into it, right? Because without that,
exactly, that's when we went back in.
Would have been 1 in 7.
I'm kicking him while he's down.
It's terrible. It is sad, and I'll not be wearing it even in the next. I will not be wearing my Man United shirt until the start of the next season.
He's put it in the bin.
Yeah, I'll probably burn this one, buy the new one, and make it ready to be torn and dragged behind my car. But I mean, look, 7th, 4th, 5th, 6th, 2nd, 6th, 6th. It's not really a top football team anymore.
It's not good enough, is it? It's not good enough.
No. And I think we're going to struggle to find players willing to come unless we pay them big. I still think Man United will draw players. 100% they'll draw players. But even in the next season, I don't see us competing for the title.
No.
I think we would battle to get into the top 4. And then hopefully we will be in the top 4. Hopefully. I'm not even confident in saying that we will be there. But yeah.
It gets tougher each year to make that top 4.
Yeah.
I mean,
teams are improving.
Now you look behind and you think if Wolves can continue, get consistent, they'll be up there. Maybe Everton start to show some form at the end of the season. They could go in there. At least teams will take points off you. That's the problem.
Yeah.
To get into that top 4. As we've seen this year, there's been a nightmare for teams like Spurs, United, Arsenal, Chelsea.
Yeah.
Unless you're Liverpool City right now, you're thinking, how am I going to get into that top 4?
Well, also if we look at the transfers that are out there, and then we'll have a special on transfers. But if we look at the teams that have got top players wanting to go to them, it's not just the top teams. You've got Wolves who wants Neres.
Yeah.
Neres looks like he wants to go there because he'll get playing time.
Yeah.
Every single team is getting better. Even if you look at a side like Leicester, I mean, Madison has been fantastic.
Yeah.
Tillman's fantastic.
Great player.
On loan.
But the talks are that they're going to be making it a permanent deal. Now, if you keep that team, and now they've got the funds to do it, and that's what people forget. There's a fairer distribution of funds in the Premier League, and that's what's made it even more competitive.
Yeah.
And I think the other leagues should follow that, because then it'll make their leagues better also. Whether that will happen or not, I don't know. But United, sorry, but don't want to talk to you anymore.
The only reason why I laugh is because, you know, when I was growing up, it was, for all of us, it was United win everything.
Oh, everything, yeah.
And in the end, it got kind of a bit boring. So
Everything.
now I'm just...
Every season, wasn't it?
Whilst it's lasting, I'm just going to enjoy it whilst it lasts. Sorry, Johan. When you eventually, maybe when you come back to the table, then good on you. But at the moment, I have to just reversal for me. You know, as a Spurs fan, I mean, it was United. You'd come to White Hart Lane, win every time. Beckham would score or something. You know, it was just the amount of times you know, ruined my life.
Ruined your weekend.
Ruined my weekend. So ruined my life for a day or two. It's about time United fans understood the suffering.
I think let's just move on to the next one because it's just.
Okay,
I can't take this.
It's on Dave now.
All yours.
Over to you, Dave.
So I went to watch the City game in the City Supporters Club the other night, and the run-in towards the end of the season.
Can I just say?
Yes.
We saw the footage of you celebrating. Yeah. I must say, how many supporters they have? So much. I think I counted 6 people.
It's late at night.
How many? It was late at night as well.
Yeah, people have work. Yeah, there weren't many in that. we had about 12 actually. We had about 12 in.
After a few drinks, everybody was seeing double.
Yeah, maybe it was 24 then.
Yeah. No, we so the run-in towards the end of the season, our toughest games was, you know, we had Spurs, we had United, and then the last 2 games we had Leicester. You know, they said if we could overcome Leicester, and halfway through the game, I've gone to the City lads. You know, it's going to take something very special. We're trying to break them down. It's not happening. Then 77th minute, Captain Fantastic. Absolutely. Like, I've never seen anyone strike a ball as clean as that into the stanch. Yeah. And it's, you know, it's only right it's come from Vincent Kompany. You know, you got the stats up. You know, he's played 264 games. He's won 166. Win percentage of 63.
Oh, wait for it. 18 goals.
That's more than most defenders would get.
Yeah, 18 goals
for a defender.
But you know, he's part of City's. I said, you know, get him a statue.
Yeah,
get him a statue outside the stadium.
I think he'll get one now. When he retires, I'm sure he'll end up getting one.
You know, I hope they keep him involved in the club and you know, make him part of that coaching staff, because he has a lot to offer.
Am I right in saying that he's also one of the only players from the original group?
I think so.
You know, that's still there.
10 years he's been there.
Yeah. 10 seasons. David Silva, Vincent Kompany.
Yeah, only those two.
Only 2, yeah.
Well, look, he scored an amazing goal, and even, and I'm going to forget that I'm a United supporter for a while, seeing as I'm not wearing the jersey. Incredible player.
Yeah.
And every team needs someone like that. And when United had Roy Keane, he was that player, you know. And when Kompany went to City, and I still believe this, and I said at the moment they bought Kompany, I said, like, they bought a leader. They didn't buy a great defender, they bought a great leader. Because, I mean, let's be honest, he's not the world's best defender when you look at him technically.
No.
Right? He's out of position a lot of times. He's not really quick. He's very physical, yes, and he's decent in the air, okay? But he's not a world-class defender technically. Yeah. But what he brings to the table is that you can see he absolutely demands respect on the pitch. And I get goosebumps when I think about it. And the presence that he has in there, everybody's ego just vanishes. Yeah. And they go like, okay, sorry boy, we'll go where you tell us to go. Yeah. You know? And I think one of the things that was so cool afterwards was just he was doing the interview and he went like, do you know what? I just got tired of all these boys telling me don't shoot.
Not to shoot.
I was like, do you know what? I've been playing more longer than most of you. I can put this away, and one day I will score an important goal. And boom, he did it. And it was amazing.
Like you say, out of this world.
Yeah, he does it. In his interview, he said I put him in the top corner in training all the time.
Does he?
And then, he's just gone on the pitch, and like you said, he's I can hear people saying, don't shoot, and he's just thought, I'm hitting this.
Well, even Pep, when they asked Pep afterwards, they were asking, so what were you thinking when Vinny had the ball? And they went like, I said, Vinny, don't shoot, please, don't shoot.
Like you said, that was we love football for that reason,
Yeah.
We were sitting there at home. I was sitting at home. Dave was sitting in the bar. I was thinking he's not going to shoot.
Yeah,
and he's smashed it, and I just said, "Wow!" I mean, it was just crazy.
Exactly.
That was my reaction. Was wow.
And then was everybody's on the group as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody was just like, "Whoa,
Wow.
now what?"
Yeah.
This is like stunned, like a little face with just the two eyes on it. Like, what do you say?
And I think that's what's good about football and good about us. No matter what team it is or what player, if someone scores a goal like that, you hold your hands up.
Definitely.
And,
Exactly. And you can also remember them. Like you can have Leicester's Maddison, where Maddison picked the ball up, ran 20 yards, and then just put one out, still being 30 yards out. You know, so it doesn't really matter. And it's like you're saying, that's the great thing about football, and especially this week, it's been highlighted. That everybody following who's going to win the Premier League, and then Champions League, and now it's the UEFA Cup that's coming. Everything is in it, and we've seen some fantastic goalkeeping. Loris.
We'll come on to the race.
We've seen some incredible, even from Schmeichel, even in that game.
Great saves.
That was an amazing save before that.
Yeah. So, and I think it's been glorious for football. But everybody can. It's just a pity that Man United's fucking it up. But it has been, absolutely fantastic. And he's been a big part of the city. And I think everybody respects. Respects him.
We'll agree. That's probably you won the title now.
Yeah.
And I think everyone out there, apart from Dave,
everyone's like, I've got less hair this week. Imagine me by Sunday.
I mean, it was alright. Man City have won. I mean, of all teams, you want Brighton to be one team that you're going to want to face.
And I think if you wanted someone to score that special goal that takes you there,
I think he'll go out and win. I think he'll win in style in that last game. I think I've got Sterling in my fantasy team this week, so I'm hoping he's going to get a goal. That's why I'm thinking he's going to do it.
Well, let's talk about Spurs.
Right, Spurs form card. Okay.
Right.
So I was saying before the win last night.
Can I just interrupt? So Joe was absolutely raving about Spurs' form, and going into the game, halfway through the game, still raving. Tomorrow on the show, I'm going to nail them. I'm going to rip them to shreds. It was like almost every player
angry emojis on there.
Just got a piece of it.
Yeah. Okay. So. I said I was going to rant about it, and the scale of my rant would depend on how this goes from now on after half time. But I'm not going to let them get away with it. This because talking about the league form here. Okay, the best achievement,
It's like Liverpool's attack against Barcelona. It's just relentless.
Because it's okay. The final is amazing. It will take the sort of gloss off the sort of poor form we're going to talk about, but they shouldn't be allowed to get away with how they sort of finish the season in the league, which scraping fourth place now. If they should get fourth place.
Yeah.
From where the position they were in, when they're talking about challenging for the title, it was weeks and weeks ago now. But it seemed like they had 60 points months ago, and they were just stuck there, and just scraped through to 70. The form was lost 13 games. Yeah.
Well, he was above City at one point.
Yeah. Right. And there's something. Okay, we had a lot of injuries, a lot of things went against us, but. The one thing the last few weeks, we lost to West Ham, Bournemouth, performances have not been up to... Just the effort levels were not there. I don't know what it was.
You scraped that win against Brighton as well.
Scraped the win. And the second half yesterday, we won because of effort. And Lucas Moura pulled a hat-trick out of somewhere. But we won because of the effort. And I was thinking... when we got the 2-2 in the game, I was thinking, okay, I'm happy now because they showed the effort. Even if they didn't win, I was satisfied. The win was amazing, but I was thinking, where's that been against in the last few weeks when it mattered in the league, and we had to rely on Arsenal messing up literally week after week, and if it wasn't for that, we would have even got top four. So something next season will have to change. The squad will have to change, we don't have the strength and depth maybe other teams have got.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. Do you reckon that's an accumulation of games and the depth of your squad?
It could be
affecting results.
But again, yesterday, like it took the occasion to bring out the effort levels yesterday, and the realization if you don't do something now, you're out. So it should have been a realization against West Ham. We need to win the game. Against Bournemouth, win the game. So something happened over the last few weeks. It's not just tiredness. They've not been able to raise the game. Lots of players dropped off. Ali.
Can I just say on that point, and I know I go on in the group about this, and I'm Tottenham and the Spurs Bits absolutely belong to you, but Ali is shit. I'm sorry to say it. Like, everybody showed what they could do last night, right? And Ali had 3 moments in the entire game, and everybody just talks about his 3 moments. But I mean, there was an earlier chance just in the second half, like really early chance, and him and Mouriho got away from the defence, and Mouriho passed the ball to him, streaked ahead, right, open. What does Ali need to do? Just pass the ball. No, I'll take on 3 defenders and lose it. It's just, you know, and you sent that on the group. You said, like, it's just he can't decide whether he wants to pass or shoot.
So with him, I'm undecided what is wrong with him. He's shown in previous seasons he has talent. Clearly has talent.
Confidence.
It has confidence. It's just, why is it completely gone? It's not. It's just simple. Like, either shoot or pass at certain times, and he's doing neither. He's not making up his mind. Ends up doing nothing. Even though he set up the last goal. You know, so we criticise, but he's dropped off, and I don't want to pick on any players, but you have to call some players out when it's been continuously poor. So Ali's been one. Trippier, he gives me a heart attack every time. He steps up at right back, and I'm thinking, and he makes mistakes, and twice yesterday again he cost us 2 goals.
Well, you don't have to worry about him because he's off to Napoli, right?
I'm happy to see him gone, and I'm sorry, Spurs fans. Trippier has some good moments, but the guy cannot defend. If you attack Trippier, it's like he has a fit.
He's also not really a very tall, physical player, is he? He's not the type of guy that's going to go up and, you know, shoulder someone out the way. It's more like, I'm going to run into you and bump off you.
There was a great delivery. You know, he had one of the best deliveries.
That was it. There was a time where and he would do it a lot. He would get down the side and put in a great delivery, but that's not been happening.
But again, your side.
He's another one. He used to put the ball in it, and now he cuts back. He's scared of crossing it most of that time.
But I can tell you why, and that was the point I was going to try and make, is that you've got players that used to cover for him, but I don't think he feels he's got that cover anymore, because last night in particular, every time that he pushed up and you lost the ball, after he'd already gotten rid of the ball, he would be exposed at the right back because there was no one covering for him. You know, if you're going to allow your right back to run up that far, surely your strategy should be that someone needs to drop, and there just wasn't anybody dropping. So, you know, in a way, again, I agree with you. If Trippier's gone, there's no big loss for you. But I do think it needs to also, you need to look at the greater tactic and go like, well, is it just the player, or is it the game that's being played and the way that's being played in, or the tactic that's being enforced? And I think last night in particular he was exposed because of the tactic. And again, I cannot blame Pochi for doing it because you had to go on the attack, right? But then also we have to be a little bit more forgiving when we say, the guy gets lost. And the commentators did it all the time. They were like, Trippier is not there, Trippier. And I'm thinking to myself, well, why don't you just, go and say, well, where's the player that's supposed to fill the gap?
He needed more. He does need more help, but simple errors that he makes a lot of them in certain games. I remember against United, of all teams, we talk about. Do you remember that? Who made the mistake? Trippier lost it. Pogba, I think it was Pogba put in that ball. Rashford scored. It's not the only time Trippier's done that, and he gives the ball away. Just silly little passes, And yesterday, the corner that they scored from the first goal. Yeah. I don't know why he was marking De Ligt. I mean, I can't believe it. That's pathetic.
It's like we just said. He's not really the tallest.
It's not his fault. But he didn't put up a fight either. I think he was there to block him, and he just said, "Okay, you go," and he just let him run. And the guy just headed it in. And you're thinking, what are you doing, Trippier? He has moments where he just loses concentration.
Is this maybe that there's a greater problem within the league where quotas are being enforced, which again is understandable, but I mean, you know, when you look at someone like Lingard, who I think, to be fair, if quota wasn't informed, would not have half the starts that he's getting. Ali, the same. Trippier, the same. You know, Smalling and Jones. Do you know what I mean?
Sure,
I'm just
And
wondering.
Jones.
I mean, even when Pickford went to Everton, people were going like, hang on a second.
Yeah.
Surely you can get a better player than Pickford to be in goal at Everton. But with the quota, you kind of forced to have X amount of players. So with you being already a bit shy of English players, and now Trippier will be gone also.
Yeah.
You know, I think
There are plenty of good English right backs out there, or qualify for the homegrown, right? There are some good ones. Bissaka, you laughed at me about Bissaka. He might go to United.
He's definitely going to United.
Okay, so it's a shame, but he would have been a good void. So he would have been a good. It would have been a good fill for us. And then you've got Doherty at Wolves.
Yeah,
He would qualify. I don't know if you guys can think of a couple. I'm sure there's a couple other really good right backs out there.
No, I don't think so.
Let me scour through. But Doherty comes to mind.
Yeah,
Chilwell's the other side. Chilwell's a left back, but
I like Chilwell.
he's a great player.
Really
You know.
like.
And there's lots of big teams out there that go, where are we going to get a left back? Well, you know, how have Leicester got Chilwell? Where did they get that from?
yeah.
And where did Palace get Bissaka from? So these smaller teams seem to be able to create
I think it is because of
better
this,
players.
but you must also remember the smaller teams have a little bit less to lose if they don't get the right player in place. You know, you look at all of these players are trying to get, all these teams are trying to get the right players in place. But if it doesn't work, okay, you know, it's all right because we are a mid-table team.
Yeah.
Top teams, if you don't sign the right players, get absolutely shot down, right? Because you look at United. So many players are not up to scratch to play for United. Are they good enough to play in the league? Yes.
Yeah.
They're good enough to play for United? No, they're not. And I think that's also part of the reason. You know, there's a lot of teams that you can try.
Yeah, I'm going to say we were slightly unlucky with. We do have a lack of strength and depth at Spurs. We'll finish it off in terms of talking about them, but we didn't have anyone to really replace Trippier at that right back position. Already got injured. Walker Peters, I'm not sure what's happened to him, but I'm thinking I don't know where he was, but he's actually a good, talented homegrown player as well. Walker Peters. Sanchez is not really right back to replace him, but next season we're going to have to really focus on getting in the right players.
Yeah.
In terms of improving the depth of our squad, because you cannot carry on the form we've had ending the season.
Yeah.
I know Kane's been out, and I'm happy he's making the final. Because even though we turned the game around yesterday, we do miss Kane. I think that's been proven now.
Okay.
But we need to make some signings. Like United, we're going to have to get a couple of players in.
Yeah, I agree. Well, on that note, thank you for watching, and good luck for the weekend.
See you guys.
See ya.